Kentucky Speedway is next up in the Castrol GTX Cup Series, stop number 18 on the season. It's the running of the Quaker State 400. Always reach for the best. Quaker State. It's the big Q is one tough motor oil. Can't resist that. By the way, the reaching for the best was in request to NY from NY to NY3296 for that one. Anyway, on the pole for today's event, it's Cameron Gilson, car number 1, the Skull Classic Oldsmobile. Beside him, another Oldsmobile, the number 83 of Ty Sheets, his best qualifying run, I believe, this season, in number 83. Row 2, our winner at Sonoma, Johnny Gardner. And beside him, number 90, Rohit Vaderview, our Pepsi 400 winner at Daytona. Row number 3 has Jeremy Mayer, number 22, and beside him, Daniel Day in the 52 car. And then it's, here's the command to fire them up here at Kentucky.
Drivers, start your engines.
Man, giving the fire the engines. Row number 5 has Keith Batson, our winner at Michigan, and a terrific finish over there. Beside him, Ryan Cooper, number 24, our two-time winner this season. Row number 6 has Pichu London in the 12 and the 7 of Tommy Hernick. And then it's Kyle Austin and Jack Richards in row number 7. Then row number 8 has the 43 of Jake Williams and the 33 of Bobby Ogo, another two-time winner this season. These Aero 88 cars have given us some tremendous racing this season, so we'll see how they do at Kentucky. Green flag waving and a Quaker State 400 is on. Cameron Gilson getting a good start on the field there. Johnny Gardner goes inside of Ty Sheets for the number 2 spot, being pushed by Jeremy Mayer in the 22. And Gardner getting shoved up high by Jeremy Mayer in the 22 car. That's going to allow Cameron Gilson to take the lead, and he'll lead the first lap of the race here. Car number 1, the Skull Classic Oldsmobile. Keith Batson, he started his race in the number 9 spot. And already he's going to make a challenge for the position here. This, I believe, Keith's going for the number 3 spot. I think. Keith right now going for 6th on Ryan Cooper. Keith making a charge in the number 28 car. He's down in the points and he wants a lot of good runs. So let's say the least he's not been pleased with the season so far, even despite his win at Michigan in a super close finish there. Johnny Gardner had a try for the lead on Cameron Gilson, but nothing doing in this. Again, we talked about in the nationwide and the truck and nationwide races, the high lane seems to be your best at Kentucky, even though sometimes the low lane may work. As we said, it's kind of a mystery grip on this racetrack, and of course, as I said, you got to kind of have the right setup to try to make a move on the inside, or have or maybe a draft off somebody. And not normally you talk about drafting in a 1.5-mile racetrack, but with these cars, the way they have been so far. Well, let's just say anything's possible with these cars, let's put it that way. But Ty Sheets, he's on the back bumper now of Cameron Gilson for the number 1 spot. Ty Sheets has not been pleased with his results so far this season with this very car. Best finish has been 4th twice this season. But other than that, he's not had any results to show for. And result, he's way down in the point standings. Dadgum hiccups. But Cameron Gilson's under lap so far. Johnny Gardner's going to try to shove Ty Sheets to the lead now. And here comes Rohit Vaderview on the outside, number 90. Rohit, who's our championship leader right now in the points chase. And so far in our 7 seasons we had in the Castrol GTX Cup Series, 7 seasons and 7 different champions. Rohit hopes to keep that streak alive and make it 8 for 8. And so far we have, and your repeat championship contenders so far in this field are Dylan Poteet, Dalton Day, and Joshua Osborne. Those are your three that's in the field going for a repeat championship in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. Dylan Poteet won the championship in Season 1, Joshua Osborne in Season 2, and Dalton Day in Season 6. Up front, though, it's still Cameron Gilson, car number 1. Leading the field as he comes down the back stretch. Ty Sheets, he's given a whale of a shot in that number 83 car. Here comes Ty on the inside. Excuse me. Ty Sheets going for the lead now. Johnny Gardner and Rohit Bader be making a draft off each other right now, going to pass Ty for second place there. Maybe trying to go for the lead now on Cameron Gilson. Ryan Cooper, he's up in the 4th position now. Or 5th spot right now, excuse me. Right behind him, are two-time winner this season at Martinsville and Talladega, Bobby Ogo. In the Skull Bandit Chevrolet, the car they call the Bandit. It's an 87 Monte Carlo that Ogo is driving. Luke Walker right behind him at number 14, so he goes by Keith Batson in the 28. And Batson, meanwhile, following another Ford driver, Jack Richards, in the 6. But meanwhile, Ty Sheets on the outside for the lead, and we have lead change, actually. 3 wide for the spot here. Ty Sheets goes to the lead now. And he will lead the lap, though, but Johnny Gardner's hot on his heels there for the number 1 spot. 4 wide for the position. Keith Batson, a daring move. Cameron Gilson shoved up high now as he tries to get passed by Jack Richards in the 6. Richards the 3rd. 12 down in the books, 15 laps to go, so I would not pencil in your winner yet. And these cars probably ran the same type of laps we saw in the Traxxas Truck Series, about 184 miles an hour on these racetracks. But right now, Ty Sheets, he's got them all under control right now. Car number 83, the wins Kmart Oldsmobile. Johnny Gardner, car number 2042, runs in 2nd position. Johnny Gardner's been on a hot streak so far in a Mello Yellow Pontiac. Currently running in the top 5 in the points chase right now. And I tell you what, he's been very excited about this team so far, this team's performance this season, as we're now halfway through the going. 14 down and 13 left. Jack Richards on the outside going for 3rd, or 2nd positions rather. But so far, Gardner's been excited about his string of top 10 runs so far. And he actually had that string broken at Daytona in the Pepsi 400 when he finished 11th, just fairly short of the top 10, but still making it out of that track alive, to say the least. Cameron Gilson going by Gardner for the number 3 spot now, but Gardner ain't giving up without a fight in that 42 car as they come out of turn number 4. Ty Sheets still out in front, number 83. He got his very first win in this series back in Season 6 at Martinsville, Virginia. In that, you remember that botched up finish we had there Adrian Becker, like she had the race won. She had led all the race until the last caution came out with about 2 laps to go or so in the race. And Adrian's car stalled out in turn number 1 on the caution and ended up losing the race right there. And the guy running second was this man here, Ty Sheets, and he got his very first win that day as a result of that. Jack Richards, meanwhile, goes in the number 2 spot right now, our winner at Atlanta earlier this season. Richards had a spotty season thus far. But right now, Johnny Gardner's stuck on the inside. He's getting passed by Jeremy Mayer, but he's now in the clutches of Bobby Ogo in the 33. Jeremy Mayer shoves Cameron Gilson up high. Here comes Richards for the lead. Jack Richards, car number 6. But here comes Ty Sheets coming back at number 83. He's got the shove on Cameron Gilson in number 1. And Ty's back in the lead now, but Jack Richards, he ain't giving up without a fight. Eight laps to go here at Kentucky Speedway. Jeremy Mayer, he's been out there. He's been in the field right now. Mayer taking the Miller American Buick up to the number 4 spot now, trying for 4th now on Johnny Gardner. Gardner now up high. He's about to shove Jack Richards, or tries to shove Jack Richards now, if he can just find their way around Ty Sheets. That's the big thing. And now Richards is going to try again, turn number 1. And Ty Sheets again slams the door on Jack Richards. Gardner up to the number 3 spot now as he and Cameron Gilson shuffling positions like a deck of cards as they come out of turn number 4. Six laps to go. Any of those top 4 can pull it off here in the Quaker State 400 at Kentucky Speedway. And 5th place on there, a whole strewn of cars back there. Cameron Gilson, our pole sitter for the race. Now in the clutches of Luke Walker in a 14, going for A.J. Foyt. Three wide, Cameron Gilson inside of Jeremy Mayer and Johnny Gardner. 5 to go now, 4.5 now. Richards and Sheets are now pulling ahead. Ty Sheets still the leader of the race. He's led since about halfway in the race. He's been a dismal season thus far for Ty Sheets, and he hopes all can hold on for the last 4 laps of the race to maybe pick up his first win of the season now. But Jack Richards in the 6er and Johnny Gardner in the 42's got something to say about that. Hopefully they will. Or hope to them they will, I should say, the better word it. Richards staying the same lane that Sheets is running right now. Richards is about now half a lane low. Three laps to go. Ty Sheets kind of pulling ahead just a little bit. But Jack Richards, he and Johnny Gardner hopes they got a little drafting plan going on here to see if they can try to draft by the 83 of Ty Sheets. Jeremy Mayer now tries to dive inside Johnny Gardner for 3rd. 3 wide for 2nd. Gardner, Mayer, and Richards side by side. Gardner to 2nd. And now Luke Walker goes inside trying to make it 3 wide. This time, meanwhile, the white flag will be waving this time by. Can Ty Sheets hold them all off one more time? We'll see what happens. The white flag waves, 1 lap remaining in the race. Johnny Gardner, 42. He's going to try the outside lane, turn number 1. Just nothing doing. Ty Sheets continues the same distance now on Johnny Gardner. Off into turn number 3 they come. Gardner dives inside of Ty Sheets. And out of turn number 4 they come. The Quaker State 400 belongs to Ty Sheets. He wins at Kentucky. Ty Sheets finally gets his first win of the season after a very disappointing season thus far. 37th in the points chase. He entered this race in, and I tell you, this is a big, I guess you might say, morale booster for this team. Second place went to Johnny Gardner. Third to Jack Richards. Johnny, what? I thought Johnny was going to miss the pit road inches there for a minute. Average speed of the race, 182.619. Ty Sheets takes the win here today. Second, Johnny Gardner. Third, Jack Richards. Fourth, Cameron Gilson. Jeremy Mayer ends up 5th. Kyle Austin 6th. Luke Walker 7th. Tommy Hernick comes home 8th. Mike Becker, where did he come from, finishing 9th in the race? Kyle Matthews comes home 10th. Keith Batson finishes 11th. So not a bad finish for Keith. 12th place to Jeremy Doobie, 13th Jeff James, 14th Wes Riddle, 15th was Jake Williams. Rohit Vanderveer, championship leader, comes from 16th. Joshua Osborne, who by the way drove the sponsor's car, Quaker State Buick, ends up 17th, a decent run for Joshua. Daniel Day comes on 18th, 19th Stephen Pollard III, and Bobby Ogo, who is up there much of the race, finishes in 20th, with Charles Jackson, one of the notables, in 21st. So let's check where your notables end up right there. Charles Jackson 21st in the race, Ryan Cooper 23rd, Nick Baxter 24th, Dalton Day 25th in the race, Dylan Poteet 27th. Dylan's had a rough middle of the season thus far. He hopes everything's going to go better right now. That's one of the Kentuckians in the field, by the way. We have to mention Dylan Poteet and Joshua Osborne, both Kentuckians in the field. Pichu London 28th in the race. Nicole Williams 31st. She had a good run in the nationwide race. Cody Lamas, he ain't gonna be happy with a 33rd place run. And Jacob Lawler 36th, and Batson 35th. She ain't gonna be happy with that neither. Adrian Becker 34th. But for Ty Sheets, he gets his first win of the season here at Kentucky Speedway. A great race for him. And halfway through the season, your points super tight. Look, get a load of this. Rohit Vanderveer still in the lead by a scant 2 points over Johnny Gardner right now. Ryan Cooper 33rd back in 3rd. Jeremy Mayer 82 back in 4th. So it's going to be a super tight halfway through the year now. See, it's going to be a battle down for the Castrol GTX Cup Series Championship for Season 8. Tanner Doobie, Wes Riddle is 5th right now. Tanner Doobie 6th. Dalton Day currently 7th. 8th, Nicole Williams. 9th is Daniel Day and Dylan Poteet, currently 17th, or currently 10th in the points. I read his card number instead, 17. Son of a gun. Jacob Lawler is still 11th right now. Tommy Hernick, Kyle Matthews, Evan Jones, Austin Ogo, Cameron Gilson, Ian Batson, Charles Jackson, Jake Williams, and Mike Becker to the top 20. And here's the rest of your points right now. Yeah. Next race on the tour will be at New Hampshire National Speedway, the Lennox Industrial Tools 300. Don't miss it.